Saturday night. That means it's time for Will the Dice to present Sins of Blood. I am Tyr the DM, the world's okayest DM. My pronouns are he, him, and I will be your guide this evening through this cacophony of clusterfuckery that I have planned for my party. Before we begin, we do have some announcements and introductions to make. First and foremost, we offer mature audiences, so viewer discretion is advised. Secondly, we do not encourage the use of vape, nicotine, cigarettes, any of that. Just because we do it doesn't mean you should. We want you to live happy and healthy lives. Finally, we are in no way, shape, form affiliated or associated with any TTRPG producers, publishers, creators, and manufacturers. We just come together to play our game and share that game with you all. Yes, Ustad. So yesterday I wound up wearing a tie due to circumstances, and the audience voted, and so this is my new streaming apparel. Get used to it. Locke.
Hi, gamers. Locke Clark here, and I'm going to talk to you for a moment about a few things. First off, I'm going to start by giving a shout out to the musicians who provide music for our show. They make our experience better. They make your experience better. They just heighten the whole thing. Those musicians are Michael Gelfi, Kevin MacLeod, Jeff Farber, Dwergar, Epidemic Sound, and our very own Patrick Taylor. Thanks, Peculiar Patrick. Also, we would like to take a moment to thank our partners in this endeavor. First up, we have Red Panda Dice and Delights. You can go to redpandadice.com and check out all of their amazing dice. These are my blood red ones that I used to play Laz. They are excellent. They all have a little red panda on there's two different red panda designs on the D20s. Yeah, so you should go check those out. And also, we would like to thank our partner NordVPN. NordVPN provides military-grade encryption for all your internet security needs. It works on all devices. You can not only will you be able to keep your information safe, will they alert you when your information shows up on the dark web or is being sold off through various data mining corporations. But also they give you the cool feature where you can set your IP to different countries, and you can trick your Netflix into letting you see what's available in like England on Netflix, or in countries where they don't get Disney Plus, so all the Disney stuff is just on Netflix. And you can do things like, Venmo doesn't let you use Venmo when you're outside of the United States, but you can just tell your phone that you're in the United States and still Venmo people. So go check out NordVPN to do that. You're going to go to our website, which is willowdice.com, and you're going to click the link there.
Greetings, gamers.
Okay. I was going to ask if I'm doing Phineas or if Tyr is. I'm not sure.
I will, but first, go ahead, Ref.
Greetings, gamers. Raf the Mad here. I guess I'm slightly out of order, but I got excited because it's really important. We've got some really cool things. Go check out patreon.com. Come find us at patreon.com. Go subscribe to Roll the Dice. See some of the stuff we talk about behind the scenes. After the rolls, we discuss all the chicanery that man did to us. I think it's that way. Because Tyr, he promised us rainbows, puppies, and unicorns, but those are some seriously rabid unicorns. So please subscribe to Will of the Dice. Help support this channel because it gives you access to stuff, and it really does help us out a lot.
And for the next 17 individuals that subscribe, you get a 55 millimeter D20 table shaker dice from Red Panda Dice and Delights. They are beautiful. They are awesome. I should get one. Just saying. Also, our last affiliate that we want to thank is Phineas Coffee. When you need the extra boost to get you through to your next quest, check out Phineas Coffee. It's top tier coffee for gamers. And you can go there, let them know you came from us at bit.ly/WOTD Phineas. That's WOTD PHINEAS. Okay, that's all of our announcements. Let's get into the introduction so we can get this party started.
Speaking of the party, again, I'm Raf the Mad. I am playing the voice of Sarek the Blade, the 6'9" bronze dragonborn with pearly white horns. carrying a large magic two-handed sword and is now broke something very, 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 very important. Now we got to figure out what just happened. So yes, I found a BLK Dragon 13,000 at Dice Deck Camp of Mastodon. I'm a he, him. He's also a he, him.
Hey everybody, I'm Ren Matley, she, her. Tonight I'm going to be voicing Nan, she, they, and their counterpart as Mina. Nan is a 5 foot tall elf in appearance with plain brown hair, plain brown eyes, wears fairly plain, loose-fitting clothing. As Mina is actually a wildfire spirit that accidentally got bonded with Nan in an irreversible way, and the two of them are sharing a body. It creates some interesting chaos. You can find me over on Twitter at Ren_Matley.
Hi, gamers. I'm still Lot Clark, and tonight I, a he, him, will be playing Lazarian, a they, them. Laz was woke up in Pete Gregorian, crawled out of a pile of bodies that had been burned, and has been trying to figure out who they are and where they came from ever since. Laz is a reborn, but appears to be half elven. Is super pale white of skin with strange white scars covering most of their body. The scars are actually a script of some sort, and they have blue-black hair with a full undercut, and they're like 5'5", I think, and yeah, they just want their ship back at this point, really, and then are willing to figure out anything else after that. You can find me on the social medias at Lock Unruly. That's Lock with an H.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Patrick, the voice of a he, they, doing the voice of Draft Vitakin, a he, him, Umberkin, standing 5'6". He is trained in the art of assassination, and he has been on a long quest with the group of these people. And that quest has kind of come to an end. So we'll see where he goes from there. And you can find me on Twitter at PeculiarPatrick.
Hi, yes, this is Ames. I'm a she, her, and I'm the voice of Rika. She's also a she, her. 5 foot tall, used to present as an elf all the time, but we have come to find out she is actually a fairy, but not just a fairy. She's a Luna Fae. She has got lavender pearl skin, indigo blue hair, 2 streaks of acid green right at the temples, and matching green eyes. Her wings are also more like a Luna moth's, and they have bioluminescence. We finally found her real mom after going through at least 2 not real moms, imposter moms. And yeah, now we just got to figure out where we go from here. Oh yeah, and we're back in Runeth Kesha. That happened really fast. And you can find me over on Twitter at LollyGFIFO.
And as I said at the beginning of this, I'm Tyr the DM, the world's okayest DM, and you can find me on Twitter at Tyr_the_DM. As always, our safe word for tonight is porcelain. And do we have any last requests before we get started?
Not the face.
Always the face.
Try not to make us cry? Or do, your choice.
Totally going to make you cry.
Cry time.
How dare.
You all have saved the world unknowingly, or maybe by now you have figured it out. Sarek's actions of destroying the crystal destroyed the trigger to the weapon that Glandamir and Lady Bianca held. That night, a small gathering was held in your honor, as the Queen still does not know who's loyal to the throne and who is subvert Drow. The next morning you will rise, the sky dark, as it is the eclipse, the rings of Aurora. The one time a year when the gates to Angermora are open wide, where Vinfira can walk the mortal plane of Runeth Kesha and visit friends and family, and for one Angermoran, a chance to go home. What would you like to do, Drift?
I believe Dreft would wake with the sky being dark. He would feel almost a comfort from it being dark, being used to kind of a dimmed sky of Angramoro. He will get dressed in his finest gear, kind of trying to dust off anything that he can. He'll be dressed to the nines, more or less, fully stocked up. His bag of holding over his shoulder, and his big coat filled with different throwing knives and daggers stashed through the different linings. His crossbow is gone because it has been broken through his journeys, and he still has a fun new petrification dart thrower on his wrist and his trusty hand crossbow on his leg. He'll have a simple breakfast and wait for everyone to wake up, as he'll be the first to wake.
Slowly, slumber releases all of you, and you find yourself at the dawning of a new day. The realization, perhaps for some of you, that this may be the last time you speak with Drift, as they had made mention that they were indeed returning home. As you commit to your morning rituals and make your way to the small dining hall in the castle of the Silver Spires, you will find one Drift Vitican there at the table.
Sarah will walk up with a couple cups of tea, place one down in front of Draft, and say, "Well, my friend, it has been a long time. Shall we have one last cup of tea together?"
Yeah, I think that would be nice. And he will gladly accept the tea. He'll put his fork and knife down and take the tea into both hands and hold it to his nose and smell, inhaling the aroma, and take a sip of it.
We've come a long way from the cold and the snow of Keep Gregarian, haven't we?
Still surprises me every day that I intake breath that isn't blisteringly cold.
Yes, there are some blessings in this world.
Yeah, I would definitely say that.
So you're still going through your plan to return home?
Oh, yeah. I think with that single strikes that you did to the stone, I think that has any chance that Vashka had coming back to this world is, well, that's pretty much over. So, my home is safe. Your home is safe. And I am so very tired.
Fair enough. Well, should we sit and enjoy one last breakfast? Then?
Well, of course. If you're, well, hang on. Sorry, it's so commons this early is just very hard. Sorry. Yeah, and he'll take another sip and kind of be lost in his thoughts for a moment.
Laz wanders into the room, looking slightly disheveled, even though Laz doesn't actually sleep. You know, a few buttons undone, boots not pulled all the way up on one leg, hair sort of tousled, wanders over, gets a cup of coffee, and then just comes over and sits down next to them.
Good morning, Lazarian.
Mornings, yes. It's funny. I don't sleep, and yet I still find mornings abhorrent. I don't eat or drink, but I still find the ritual of coffee to be the thing that fortifies me to face the rest of the day. Odd, isn't it? And they sip their coffee.
Odd, maybe. But it could be just an echo from a time before, you know. Something that keeps you rooted in some form of oh, humanity? Humanity? Also, I know that you are not that of the humans, but
Well, I think part of me was kind of um I I feel like the two main personalities that existed before me in the pieces of this vessel were they didn't have a lot in common. But neither of them were morning people, and neither of them could function without coffee. Seems to be one thing that they both agreed upon.
it seems they have given literally an arm and a leg for some coffee. Yeah?
And then a bit more, yes. So you will be departing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. As I was saying, Sarah, we have finished the mission as it were. I think it is time for me to go home and more or less debrief with the Queen. That is, hopefully, she is not angry with me in wanting to come home. And I will be truthful with her about my times with the Lady Katrina and the visions that I have seen. I'm just hoping that she will be understanding, and who knows, maybe there'll be another moment for this program to work. I don't know the future, but I do know that I think that now is the time to go home.
Well, once we find the ship, would we still be allowed to come visit you?
I have no qualms with being visited, but I do not know the exact terms of the treaty between the material plane and the Angramora, so that is something that you might want to ask the Queen. I'm hoping that I can do some form of sending to her to kind of more or less, he looks a little nervous, pick me up, if you will. See, the eclipse is the one time of the year that she is allowed herself to step foot in some material plane, and I don't wish to encroach on her own visits, but I am hopeful that I can go home with her. You're muted.
Well, it has been an educational journey.
Oh, yeah,
And
very educational.
I have come to anticipate your presence. I will miss that.
Nan will wander in, a little bleary-eyed. There's definitely an ink smudge on her forehead from being up late fiddling with maps the night before. Might look like she might have fallen asleep at her desk at some point. Wander over, sitting near the others. I Today's the day, isn't it?
Yeah, to say it is the day of the eclipse.
You know, after all the shit you gave me about wanting to go home, I was actually surprised when you said you were going to.
I think this is a different context of wanting to go home.
No, I understand. I was just surprised when you said you were going to leave.
What is surprising?
You seem so anxious to learn about this world when we first met. Annoyingly so, I might say. At least you stop being such a nosy fuck about everyone else's business.
Mm, I suppose I learned that the people in the material plane, much like the people of Angramora, have boundaries that are to be respected.
She's going to open her mouth like there's something else she wants to say and then just kind of put her head down and sip her tea.
He'll just kind of grin, nod his head, also sip the tea that Sarah gave him.
When she picks her head back up, the eyes are white. Draft.
Oh, of course, why would I not expect this? Yes, Asmina.
Nan struggles with words. I do hope you'll forgive her. I've been asking her for some time now to speak with you. She may have reacted badly when you first told us of your dealings with the mistress and the intent you once had to turn on the others. She understands that sometimes choices are made for reasons beyond one's own choices or control. As she herself has had to make some of those choices. But she still reacted badly to it. Yes, you did. Now stop.
Hmm. Well, that is. Thank you. Thank you. That I expected. Well, actually, I think I don't know exactly what I expected, but I think that the reaction was natural, and that after you've traveled with someone and then that someone says, "Hey, by the way, I was possibly going to stab you in the back," that's that's a hard thing to take in, especially to take in positively in letting me continue to travel with you. It's a big risk, it's a big chance, and I think she and you made the right decision. At least I hope. And same with this. I think I am making the right decision. Or at least I hope.
She will simply nod, closing her eyes for a moment, letting them become brown again. Sorry, sometimes she says things better than I do.
I only wish that I could have a translator sometimes, because I feel like the Anglo-Moran is much more, how do you say, e- eloquent than my common is.
It's like when Ismina speaks in Sylvan. She's much smoother and doesn't always use the wrong words that way.
Oh yeah, I know that's more than you can take.
She's right, though. I was kind of mean to you.
I think sometimes we make our own beds, and I definitely had to sleep in mine for a little bit.
Yeah, well, I was raised not to trust anyone outside the family. And that makes it hard.
And you do good to trust some good people, and he'll kind of gesture at everyone around. These are good people.
Yeah, it's just taken me time to see it.
Sometimes that's all it is.
Well, in your case, it also took being stuck feeling everything you were feeling.
Oh, yes. I remember that perfectly.
And accidentally hurting you. Well, it wasn't really accidentally. I knew it was going to hurt you. But we did it anyway. That still bothers me.
I am very strong, man. Stronger than sometimes I think.
Oh, I could believe that. Just gonna kind of pause a moment. Her eyes looking almost slightly glassy. Just gonna stand and start to leave. Turn back around. Now, don't go getting yourself hurt or anything. Well, Asmina won't be there to help you. And then she's gonna turn and scurry out of the room.
As Nan's leaving, that's when Brika's going to walk in and she's going to have her teacups with her. She's going to stop a moment and kind of watch Nan go by. And then she's just going to come back over there to the table where the rest of them are sitting. She's got her, like I said, her teapot and her cups, and she's going to look at Dreft. Compared to everybody else, she looks pretty like her normal self. She's put together, wings are out and everything. She's not wearing the robe of eyes. She just sets her teapot down and the 4 cups, and she's just going to look at Dreft and say, since you're leaving, indulge me this once. She's going to pour out it's Fortune's tea, and she's going to hand one to you and put one over there for Sarek if he wants it.
Sarek will take it quietly as he sits there and munches some bread.
He has his one cup of tea in both hands. He looks at that one and he goes, I'm so sorry, Sarek. And he very slowly but surely downs the entire cup of tea because he was sipping on it very slowly. So he's drinks the entire thing and puts it down and is like, whew. And then he picks up the very small teacup of Fortune's tea.
Yep.
And then sniffs it. And then he downs that one in one and very quickly turns it over and smacks it onto the saucer, I guess is where it would be.
Saucer or table. Or she puts it out on her palm sometimes. Either one's fine.
Yep, he'll put it onto the saucer and then he'll hand the saucer to you.
She's going to take a look.
Roll a d20.
Yep. That is a 19.
1 second. Let me consult my book of dastardly things I have planned for tonight. You will see once again an image that you had seen before. Dreft rising from a grave wearing a crown of thorns.
And that's it.
That's it.
It's going to be the softest intake of breath, not quite a gasp, but just like you can kind of hear it just kind of go, just that little bit. And she's like, most of the time Brika never made direct eye contact. She's always kind of done the side where she's making eye contact, but it's always been a little off. This time she's making direct eye contact with you, much like the time that she gave Dreft a kind of a dress down right after he admitted to betraying the party, and she kind of gave him a telling to. She's going to make direct eye contact. You need to be extremely careful. I know in the past I wasn't able to see your future because something was blocking it, but this is the second time I've seen an image of a grave, and you rising from it with a crown of thorns. I don't know what it means, but be careful where you go and who you trust. Because believe it or not, I didn't like you at first. But, and she's going to smirk just a little bit, I think now the correct word is no longer coworker, but friend.
Very quietly, while sipping on their coffee, Laz just looks up and goes, "Rising from the grave isn't all that bad."
True. It's the crown of thorns that bothers me. And this is ominous. And typically when you see the same thing twice, it doubles the ominous.
I will do the very, very best that I can to stay as safe as I can, given the situations that I may be put into. You have that? You have it on my word.
She's gonna nod.
If you need us, Jeff, if you find yourself in trouble, if you can find a way to contact, we will come.
He will just nod.
That is what friends do.
Yeah, so that's what friends do.
Also, as she pauses for a second, you can tell this word comes out a little. It's like a little hard, but very foreign. She's like, "Mother, wanted you to know that you're always welcome here for what you've done for the Silver Spire."
That makes me truly honored, as I feel that this could be a very good beginning for relationships between your kingdom and the realm of Angramora.
We can hope.
Especially if you have problem with the drow.
Hmm.
I don't think that I will not tell my queen about this problem for you. I know that she can come off a little, what's the common word for it? Cold. Cold is the way that she can come off sometimes. But she is a very compassionate and caring individual for those that she cares about. She cares very deeply for them.
I'd appreciate that. Because Angramora might be in trouble as well if the drow are trying to get to the bones of this priestess. Or whatever she was that they needed the power for in the eclipse, and I'll be happier when we don't have to worry about them at all.
As will I.
Draft, the shadows have a pull to them now. The eclipse having allowed the gateway of Angramore to be opened. You know that you do not need Vinfira to travel back home. That being a citizen of Angramora, you can always find your way home.
He'll take a deep breath, feeling that pull from the shadows. He will he's nothing in his hands, so he'll put his hands on the table and scooch back. And he will stand. He will look to all of you that are there. He'll simply nod. And he will turn on his heels and walk straight into a shadow, where I am assuming the shadows will welcome him home, and he'll come out wherever they come out.
Stepping into the shadows, their cold embrace welcoming. The world will fall away, and you'll find yourself standing at the gates of Angramora. The wrought iron gates open wide, the moons shining bright, the wrought iron throne upon the hill, glistening almost under their silken touch, you will find that it's only a few steps and you pass the threshold. The coolness of the air, the clinging of the shadow. You are in Angramora, your home.
He'll close his eyes, kind of dig his feet into the ground a little bit, shuffling, shifting, and he will take a deep breath, open his eyes, and walk forward and begin walking towards the palace or castle or wherever the queen is not currently, probably, as she is visiting, but he wishes to be there when she returns so that he is one of the first people that she will see.
Making your way towards the palace. The people about their daily lives, the Angramorans living their lives. 1,000 tales being told at once, and yours interweaving through all of them as you make your way to the palace. And we say goodbye to Dref Vitakin. Back in the dining room of the Silver Spires, you all are there. The moment of silent reflection as your companion has traveled back beyond the realm of Runeth Kesha to the shadowed dreaming of Angramora. What a wild ride it's been. But life is full of meetings and partings. And so, life must go forward. It is with this that the door will open to the room and the queen will enter.
Seeing the queen enter, Laz quickly sets down their coffee mug and prestidigitates themselves into neat appearance, fixing their buttons and straightening their boots and fixing their hair very quickly.
I'm almost sorry Nan missed that since she left the room.
Brika,
Sarika,
go ahead.
Sarika merely rise quietly and go to stand behind Brika.
Brika kind of stands up and she's gonna just kind of duck her head a little bit and say good morning.
Laz bows with a flourish.
Good morning. Where is the map maker?
I believe she has retired to her room. Would you like me to fetch her?
If you would, please, I need to speak to you all. It is important.
My pleasure, Your Majesty. And Laz will go off to find Nan.
Sarika, speaking to his caller, Nan, you're requested in the dining room. The queen would like to speak to you.
Laz gets about 3 steps and remembers they have whisper ears and he goes, "Oh, right," and then turns and comes back.
There'll be a moment of pause, and you'll be able to hear in her voice. It sounds like she's maybe been crying a little bit, but is trying to hide it. Yeah, right there. And it will take a couple of moments for her to get back from her room. Coming in, still kind of wiping her face a bit. Yeah, sorry. Didn't mean to make everyone wait for me.
Oh, excellent. You're all here. I have something to put before you. A queen's quest, if you will. It is very important. With the damage that has happened to the Silver Spires, we must determine if something remains safe beneath the cities. You see, there is a fountain, and it unlocks the magical powers within individuals, but it also grants longevity. The rulers of the Silver Spires have used it to extend their reign and to extend the lives of those they love. They have at one time given it freely to any that wished, but it had been mostly forgotten over the years after all being in our own dimension allowed for us to control time and to ward off things like age and death. But it is imperative that we find if the fountain still stands, because she will look to you, Brika. One of you has need to drink from it, and that soon.
She's gonna kind of she's looking at her and she's kind of scrunched her face up a little bit and one eyebrow is kind of raised up and why is it important that I drink from it when I'm maybe I don't know exactly how old I am. I'm 30 something.
You need it to unlock whatever is holding back your power, your ability to see the beyond.
Again, she looks confused because like but I already get snatches of fate.
Yes, you get snatches. You should be able to see more. There is a web that surrounds you that constricts your power.
Is this something else I have to thank the drow for?
I do not know. I have hired you a scout, someone of brave nature and swift of mind, keen fingers. They will be here shortly. And about this time, there is a knock upon the dining room door. The queen will move, opening the door, and in walks.
Standing exactly 4 foot tall, childlike in facial appearance and pointed ears, Garnet Grell is anything but. He has short, messy brown hair tied in a small top knot. His eyes are a dark brown chocolate color, and his skin is tan from traveling his whole life, and he wears a brown leather armored vest and dark green long sleeve tunic. His brown pants have fur-lined boots that complete his outfit, and he's got a little bit of a smirk on his face, and he just goes, all right, so this is this it? Am I in the hey? Oh, Your Majesty, Your Majesty. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hello. Good afternoon. Is this them?
This is them. Allow me to introduce to you all Garnet. They are from somewhere else, but
Yeah.
they have shown themselves to be useful, and I believe will make a good scout for your party.
Yeah. Ooh, hang on. what is? And he'll get really close to you, Laz, and he'll like start kind of like, sort of not really tracing over your like tattoos, but he's like, what is that? That is very wild. And he'll like look over and be like, oh, and you are very tall. Okay, and and you are okay. And this is them, all right. This is they are. Ooh. Starts fanning himself. You're a hot bunch.
I'm sorry, what?
Actually, I'm rather cool to the touch.
Okay.
Your Majesty, does he have to come back alive?
I would prefer it.
Very well.
I have gifts for you to help on this mission. First, it must be said, this is a secret mission. We still do not know who is loyal to us or to House Talonor. But since you are the might of the group, Sarek, and going into dark places, I present you with this. It is a plain leather circlet.
Thank you.
This will allow you to see in the night.
Why, thank you. I very much appreciate this. It'll be very useful. And he will immediately put it on.
All right. I forget what it's called in D&D Beyond, but it's in there. It's a circlet of something or another.
It's a circlet of night vision.
Yeah.
Like one Nan wears. Plain leather circlet.
Your Majesty, you don't happen to have one of those for me, would you?
I have two things for you, Garnet.
Oh,
I have the circlet so that you can see. And these boots made by the best cobblers in the Fae. They're like elven boots. They give you advantage on stealth.
oh, well, don't mind if I do. And he will literally peel his boots off and put those boots on, like in the middle of front of you.
Nan, my child,
Yes, Your Majesty.
I know that you have an affinity for map making.
I've done it since I was young.
We do not know if the way below is damaged, destroyed, blocked. You may have to find alternate routes. She will hand you a wax tablet with a stylus. Whatever you transpose onto this tablet transposes onto the large scrolls in our map room.
Really? Wait, you have maps that can change?
Yes,
You wouldn't have to rip them up, star over, and spree income.
exactly.
That's incredible. And she's just staring at the tablet.
Lazarian,
Yes.
she'll hand you a ring that's designed to go on 2 fingers with a flat bar on top of it.
Oh.
It is a ring of spell storing, in case you don't get those rests that you need.
Yes. Thank you, Your Majesty. This will be quite useful.
Can that store any spell, or only the ones that they know?
Oh, it can store any spell up to a certain power.
So my other half could put a spell in it for them.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Your other half, are you saying that you're like married or engaged or something? Or
Oh, you're just as nosy as the other one was.
Freak
I apologize. That's I should probably. I have a condition. It's not really my fault. We all are like this back home. We just like knowing everything. So curious.
As you
Rika's-
say that,
go ahead.
Nan's eyes will go white for a second. I'm sorry. She tends to be a bit rude. I am Esmina. And then the eyes will go brown again.
Rika's just gonna lean over and just be like, "Shh, we'll explain later.
All right. Mm-hmm.
I promise."
And for you, my daughter, the tailors have altered your robe so that you no longer have to hide your wings.
Oh, thank you. I've been trying to get that done for what seems like forever. I found that robe as I was escaping. I don't know why or how, being it's quite a powerful item, but I've become very attached to it. She's gonna
There
go ahead.
are dangers in the deep, and we don't know what lies there now since the earthquakes and the chasms that were opening and swallowing horses and buildings. So we only pray that there's no drow.
There's a slight little like squint twitch of Frika's eye when Drow are mentioned, but she's also in the midst of putting on the robe and testing out how easily she can furl and unfurl her wings, and she's just like, yeah, playing with that for a second.
What is a drow? Can someone?
They are elves that have forsaken the path of nature and confined themselves to the land of darkness, or at least this sect of them has. They follow a savage, evil goddess and inflict pain on everything they come in contact with.
Okay. They sound like a bucket load of laughs, like a real fucking party of people. Sounds fucking awesome. Cool.
The only party I'm interested with them is when it's a bonfire burning them all.
That's a little fucking intense.
She just smirks a little bit.
The drow from the City of Bones are evil. Now, the ones that hail from the surface, they follow the way of nature like their cousins. But they're very easy to tell apart. Coldness, the hatred emanates from those of the City of Bones, especially those from House Talonor.
The constantly trying to kill us is a dead giveaway too.
I don't know what it means, but every time this one, and Laz points at Garnet, every time this one speaks, Helga says, "This one's got a real fucking mouth on him."
Well, thank you. I do have a fucking mouth on me. Also, who the fuck is Helga? There's only...
Oh, we'll explain. He's got a ring, she's in the ring, it's a whole thing.
It is a long story.
Look, Lowan, if you're going to be traveling with us, you need to understand. You might only see us, but there's others as well.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I've got Esmina. They've got a couple with them. It's going to point at Laz. And it's just the thing you're going to have to get used to.
Yes, we are Legion, theoretically.
Your Majesty, are these sure these are the right fucking guys?
These are the right ones, Garnet.
Look, Garnet, it's weird. You just got to embrace the weird and go with it. It's the only way to survive this, I promise you.
Oh, I've been here for quite some time at this point, and the weird is already to the max. But you know what? There's no war going on, so I am happy.
Above table, real quick. Since we got a rest, we can do a long rest on our sheets, right?
Yes.
You didn't specifically say earlier, so. Yay, thank you.
Oh no.
Well, all right then.
Well, shall we?
So.
Be safe. The entrance to where you need to go is through the Dungeon of Iron.
Oh, we don't really have to go through there again, do we?
I'm afraid so.
With all the holes opened and whatnot, there's no other way down there?
Well, I mean, you can look for another way. The most direct route is through the Dungeon of Iron.
But we all saw what happened to Brika the last time, and don't want anything bad. So
It's only a short trip. We should be fine. I assume the doorway is easy to find and access.
Yes, it's behind where they were keeping me.
Oh, that should be easy enough to find. Your Majesty, I hate to be a burden, but as we are embarking on this, well, perilous trip for you, might I inquire if any word has been had of my ship?
Nothing yet. We're still looking for the Star of Queens, and we don't know if it sank or if they're just not made it back yet. But once we know, I will send word to my daughter and she can update you.
I appreciate that. As of last night, when Raza Hazar removed our links, I could still feel the ship, and it seemed in good shape. And I can still feel a vague connection to the helm. No one else has sat upon it, I don't think. Dear, my attunement to it hasn't broken, has it?
Nope, not yet.
Okay. So, no one else has piloted it, and it is intact wherever it is.
You can just see that Garnet's head is just swimming as you say all of these things that he has no idea what you're talking about. And he's just like, I have no fucking idea what you are, and I have so many fucking questions.
Brika's just gonna look over at him, and she's gonna hand him a teacup of tea. She's like, here, just, we'll explain. Just, don't worry about it. It's a long, long, long story.
Catch me up, I guess, on the way to this spooky fucking dungeon that we're about to go into.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, a well-dressed male will enter the room. Forgive me, Your Majesty. The emissaries from Taladegarios are here. He will sigh. Ah, yes. Good luck, my friends. She will give Brika a hug and a kiss on the forehead, and then exit the room to do her queenly duties.
So, I guess we go now?
Yes, while the throne room is unused.
I mean, we could just go tomorrow, right? I mean, it doesn't really need to be right away.
We should probably go now.
Wait, you're not a fucking scaredy cat, are you?
Have you been down there?
No, I have nothing to be scared of. There's literally nothing in this world that will ever scare me. I literally fell through a portal in the middle of a doorway into this wherever the fuck I am right now. And I'm still not scared. So, why don't you buck up a little bit, maybe? Just like a little bit? A little bit? I'm 4 foot tall. Look at this. Anything could eat me. Anything. I mean, like, you could eat me. You could eat me. You could eat me. I don't think you could eat me, but you probably could anyway. He points to Brika on that part.
Nan just kind of makes a face. Why would I want to eat you? We just met, and that's just. Ugh.
Oh, you're thinking about eating me then? That's kind of. Ooh. Anyway,
I do
spooky,
not
spooky
eat,
dungeon.
for the record.
Right, shall we move along?
Yeah, I think it's best. And she's gonna get up and walk past where Garnet is, and this is about the time, if he hadn't before, he would get that whiff of fresh baked cookie. It can be any cookie you choose, it's just fresh baked cookies.
Oh wow, I haven't smelled that since I fell through the portal. How do you? Where is that smell coming from? He'll just follow you.
Oh, God.
No good.
It's just me.
Just you? Like you are a cookie and you smell like that? Or
I'm not a cookie. I'm
well,
a
I mean, I wouldn't count yourself so out.
yeah, I'm a Luna Fae, but we just smell like that.
All of you smell like cookies?
Mostly, yeah. I mean, there's some that don't, but it's a fairy thing.
Fairies, all fairies smell like cookies.
Most of us.
He'll just give you a look like it's just a blank expression. Huh? How curious.
Yeah. You can tell she's getting like she's not like agitated, but she's like you can tell she's kind of flustered with the questions because she's just kind of like it is what it is. Yeah, it's just me.
But before we go anywhere, does everyone have all their gear? I know I need to grab a couple of things.
Yeah, I
I
need
am
my bag.
prepared.
Sarah just picks up this bag. Oh, if you're ready. We should wait for you then. Hurry.
Well, I gotta make sure that Asmina has the little pouch with all her healing components and what things.
Oh, you're a healer? Wow, that is good news. It's always good to have a healer in the group.
Well, Asmina's a healer. I'm just a map maker.
Do you map out like how the healing goes, or like what do you do your maps with?
No, I'm a cartographer. I make maps. I don't do magic, Asmina does. And she's gonna turn and leave the room.
You'll get used to it. We all do.
Brika follows after Nan. Go get her bag.
Nan will return after just a few minutes with all of her things and the wax tablet.
I mean, I'll just go. He goes around the corner from the kitchen because that's where he stowed all his bags and stuff. And he puts on his bag of holding and gets his Whopic staff or Hopic staff. Hopic. For those that don't know what a Hopic is, it looks like a sling at the top of basically a walking stick. It's a little pointy end at the end of it.
Hoopak, the traditional walking stick of a kender.
Right, to the throne room then. And then Sarah will head to the throne room.
Brika follows.
So, like, big guy, are you like the leader of the group, or who do I like? Who, in times of trouble, do I look to for direction, or is this kind of like a loosey goosey fucking kind of operation?
He just kind of looks down at you. In times of trouble, we look out for each other. And he keeps walking.
Well, no fucking shit. We look out for each other, but I mean, like, are you? Oh, and it's like, you. It's la. Laz. Thank you.
It's short for Lazarian.
So, Laz, are you the person that I talk to in times of trouble, or?
If we are on the ship, then yes, I am the de facto captain on the ship because I sit the chair. Brika is the princess, and Sarek is
The tall?
the general.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Whatever you say, Captain, sir.
I am no, not sir. Sir is wrong.
Oh, my bad,
I'm,
my bad, my bad.
I am not a boy.
Oh, all
Or-
right then. Okay. That's okay.
Laz is sufficient.
You got it, Captain.
Making your way into the throne room, you will find the room is empty. The throne moves willingly. The stairwells going down. The smell of wrought iron heavy in the air.
Kind of fucking smells in here. You would think that a dungeon would probably have some form of like perfume or anything. Y'all got anything for this? Well, this is. Woo!
You haven't spent much time in dungeons and prisons, have you?
No. Usually, I am lifting things, prying things out of things, opening things. I can keep going if you want me to.
Many bad things were done.
And that's when he'll like notice like the bodies, and he'll be like, "Oh, that's my bad. That's who are these people?"
They were the soldiers of the king.
Damn.
Yes, a friend of mine.
Also, damn.
Look, iron affects Faye badly, and we just need to get Brika through here as quick as we can.
Yes. Perhaps Brika should wait outside while we find the doorway behind where the queen was held.
I was just gonna suggest that. She's standing next to the door and she's pointedly not looking in. She's staring at the wall opposite. She's just kind of standing next to the doorway and looking at the other wall. Just let me know when you have it open, and I'll fly through.
Oh, I should stay and guard, just in case.
You do that. I do not require food and therefore do not have any lunch to regurgitate, so I will.
Sarek will go with him.
Guarded will be kind of at the heels. So, like, do you want me to look for anything? My specialty is looking for things and finding things.
Yes, we'll show you where. We are looking for a doorway.
Oh, easy enough. There's a doorway and there's a door, and he just starts pointing to the cage doors.
We lead him back to where the St. Andrew's cross had been.
Oof.
Here. There should be a
Alright.
doorway here.
Give me an investigation check, Garnet.
Well, crack his knuckles, roll his shoulders. Please let this work. Okay, not terrible. 12.
There's a door there. You'll need another investigation check to be able to find the mechanism to open it.
Ta-da, doorway. Ta-da, 12 for the mechanism.
You see that one of the pieces of wrought iron is a different color Looking closer, there's a seam there. You believe that you could press in on this.
Hmm. You know, I wonder if I push this button and he, without checking for anything else, he just pushes the button as curiosity has taken over him.
The piece will press in, and as you depress, it will extend out.
Oh,
You will see that it
okay.
is mounted on a thin rod that runs into the wall. So it is a flat piece of metal with a thin rod in the center running into the wall.
Hmm. What if we twist it this way, and he'll twist it clockwise and push in.
The sound of metal grating against metal as the door slides back and then to the right, opening a entryway into a cavern.
And he'll put his arm out, and that's when he'll check for traps.
Give me an investigation check.
Ooh, 18.
There's no traps.
Put his hand down and says, all right, door is open. Found it.
Good job.
Hey, thanks.
Verifying the door is fully open, Laz will, over the Wispinator. The way is clear. You may come through.
Rika will say okay, and she'll look at Nan and, are you ready?
I don't feel like I have much of a choice.
Yeah, seems to be the way of life at the moment, huh?
Seems to be the way since I met all of you.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Brika's gonna go through the doorway. She's gonna fly down to the back end of the dungeon towards where the cell where her mother was. And go through the door.
Nan is going to hesitate for a moment and then just move as quickly as she can, following Brika.
You all find yourself in a underground passageway of natural cavern caves. The soft sound of water dripping in the distance, the air fresh from the ruptures to the surface. The path is winding and leading forward. There are creatures of nocturnal nature scurrying to and fro. As the door behind you closes, what
Oh,
would you like to do?
Looks like we're not going backwards.
oh, did you make sure that we could get back out if we needed to?
Was I supposed to?
Drift would have thought of that. Oh, good lord. Sorry,
And
I got
who
a
is
headache.
Drift?
Right. Shall you lead the way? You are the scout. I believe there's one way forward.
Oh, yeah, of course, I can do that. Indulge me though. You got a big sword to go with that, with the bigness of you, that you are. You got to do that. You got to have a big sword.
Yes, I have a blade.
Okay, I'm just curious. Anyway, he'll turn back around and he'll take kind of the point.
Nan's going to lean over and whisper in Sylvan to Brika, do you think he's asking about Sarek's actual sword or his, other sword?
Sarah's going to lean in Sylvan and respond, to quote a friend of ours, I believe this one is absolutely duck-tick sponsors.
Also in Sylvan, Laz says, We're having fun with languages.
And I totally think he was asking about the other sword.
It can be two things.
Garnet
Yes.
has like taken 3 steps forward, has stopped and is hearing you all speak in Sylvan, turns around and be like, I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about right now, but are we gonna like move down this creepy tunnel, or I mean I could ask we could stay here and I could ask you like 15 million more questions about everything that you're doing, but I feel like that's just like a more beneficial to me and
We
less
should
beneficial to
get
you.
moving, yes.
Yep. Moving. I don't like being underground.
Nan sort of steadies herself, having come through the iron dungeon and whatnot, gets the tablet out. All right, let me... And she's going to start marking where they are. The cavern, basically doing sketched out line mapping. I need to keep track of where we're going and where the passages are and if anything is collapsed.
I will walk behind you and ensure you don't step on anything or off of anything you should or should.
Oh, thank you.
Mm.
I guess I get a little focused when I'm working.
It's an endearing quality. Also, don't worry about the door. There are always more than one way to open things. We can get out.
Yeah, like explosives. You all got any explosives?
Something like that.
We've got our own form of firepower.
No, I don't
Right.
think fire would work. It seemed more like that was like an iron gate. Now, if it was a wood gate, totally, I could see behind you, the fire could definitely get there. Oh, I'm babbling again. Okay, sorry. And he kind of turns around and starts sneaking.
Okay. First, give me a stealth check. Everyone.
By the way, Tier, I cast Mage Hand, and I've just got the Mage Hand like hovering behind Nan, and anytime Nan starts to veer towards the end of the path, the Mage Hand just sort of moves her back over a little bit, just nudges her.
All right, Brika.
4. I mean-
Garnet.
Do I get advantage on this because of my boots, or is that
Yes.
just okay? Cool. Then let me roll one more time and see how. That is a 13. I'm switching my dice.
Laz.
24.
Nan.
So, you know how we were just talking about the fact that Nan gets a little hyper-focused when she's working? That's a 4.
And
We're-
Sarek.
We're buddies.
Sarek is about as sneaky as a Steiner Scout Lance. If you understand what that is, you're a good person. He also rolled a 4 in his playmail armor.
Woo! We're triplets. I mean, I am the glowing fairy, so
Making your way along. Are you checking for traps, Garnet?
Yeah.
Give me an investigation check, please.
$15.
You do not find any traps, but you do find something very curious ahead of you. The cave is collapsed. You can tell by the way it is collapsed that there is several meters of stone and debris blocking the way. But to the right, through a crack, you see a blue light. The faintest of blue.
Hey, everyone up ahead, the tunnel is, well, the cavern is collapsed. But there is a way through.
Let's have a look at it then.
You know, go over and kind of point out the crack.
All right, just give me a minute to finish this. And Nan's working.
There is a 6-inch tall, 2-inch wide crack with a soft blue light coming through it.
Laz is gonna like move up to it and attempt to peer through the crack. If that means I got to get down on my belly or whatever. Yeah.
No, it's height. It's high heights.
Okay.
Looking through. Give me a perception check.
14 plus 5, 19.
You can't see a whole lot, but the thing you can see is that you're staring at what you believe to be a hallway. It's finished. It is not cavern, natural caves. This is finished mason work.
There is a hallway behind this crack. Man-made, finished.
So are you sure you guys don't got no explosives?
No, then kind of pauses for a moment. Did Llewellyn Rose didn't say anything about anything other than caverns down here, right?
Correct, but it has been quite some time since the city was in this location. Someone else could have moved in.
But the Spires just came back. You mean, well, the Spires was in its other location. Maybe someone was building down here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's weird.
Or it could just be old passageway. She did say that the earthquakes and disruptions from the magic being released caused some issues.
Oh, like maybe one of the buildings from above collapsed through the holes. Nan's kind of talking to y'all, but is still very focused on drawing out this map on the tablet.
However, we still have the problem of how we're all going to fit through that hole.
Well, I have a crowbar. You have big muscles. Hmm?
I could. Hold on, let me check.
Here, how wide is the crack?
2 inches.
About 2 inches. Those of you who speak Sylvan will hear Nan say, "No, that's a terrible idea."
I can get myself and one other into there.
Hmm? Me?
I look back at the others. What do you think?
Do you have a way back if things go south?
I do. Yes. I mean, technically, yes. I could get two people back. Could just do the thing twice. That
All
will
right.
be the extent of what I can do.
Or you could let someone who can fit through the crack go ahead, take a look, and then come back and tell you what they say.
Or we could do that.
I don't like this idea, just so you know. You know I don't like it. She will close the wax tablet, hand it to Brika. Can you hold on to this for me for a moment?
Sure.
Before you go, do remember that you have a Wispinator, and that I can be there in an instant, should you encounter trouble on the other side.
Oh, if I get into trouble, you best believe I will be calling for assistance. Oh. Right then. Close your eyes for a moment, open them. They are white. Are you all prepared?
One moment, and Laz holds out their hand, and their blade forms itself into their hand. All right, now I'm ready.
Esmeen is going to wild
million
shape.
questions for that.
Esmeen is going to wild shape into a small spider, crawl through the crack, and then start walking down the wall to take a look around.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, do I need to use the spider stats? Do, 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 do. I didn't think about having that pulled up. I'm so sorry. And yes, Raph, that's the closest to singing you're going to get out of me right now. Dang it. Where's the little spider? I can't find the little spider. I keep finding the giant spider.
Just use your stats.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. So perception. Not you. You rolled low before. Okay. So that is going to be 23.
You will see that there is a lever, like would open a door, on the wall. And on the floor, shards of crystal. And this is where we're going to take our first break. So hang out with us, guys, gals, non-binary pals. We'll be back in 10 minutes after we get our beverages of choice and our snickety snacks. for hanging out while we took our break, got our beverages of choice and our snickety snacks. The party, after saying goodbye to Dreft and welcoming Garnet, it's going to take me forever to get used to saying that name because I have an uncle that's named Garnet, but his nickname was Poncho, so that's what we always called him. So when I hear Garnet, I think Poncho. Anyway, I digress. The party had traveled through the Dungeon of Iron. They had entered the caverns below as directed by Llewellyn Rose. Coming to a cave-in, they found a crack with man-made finished walls. As Mina, turning into a spider, had traveled into the crack to take a look around, where they found a lever on the wall and a pile of crystal on the floor. And this is where we resume.
Esmita's going to take a moment to kind of investigate around the immediate area, taking note of the lever and the crystal on the floor. Is there anything else that they can see?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. $16.
You will see the blue light is coming from sconces every 10 feet with magic flame. And about 20 feet from where you are, from where the pile of crystal is, there is a statue. You must be muted. I can't hear.
Oh, sorry. What does it look like it's made out of?
From here, you can't tell.
Okay. Sconces are every 20 feet and statue.
Every 10 feet. The statue is 20
Okay.
feet.
Sorry.
Sconces are every 10.
10 feet and statue is 20 feet from where I am. She's going to slip back through the crack, back down to the floor, and then release the wild shape, taking her own form again.
Okay.
On the other side of the door, there seems to be, or the wall here, there seems to be a lever. The type that might open something. There are odd shards of crystal on the floor. The room is lit. There are those torches with the magic light. And some sort of statue, about 20 feet in.
What does the statue look like?
Did she get much detail?
No.
I was too far to get any good detail.
Why
Nan
didn't you
did
pull
not
the
wish
lever?
because I was a spider.
Oh, but it looked like you could, like, since you could do that thing at will, I would just imagine that you would have, like, gone over to the other side, not been a spider.
I can only do it so many times per day, and I am not guaranteed that it would have opened anything. So I thought it best to come back and get all of you updated first.
Where did the rest of the tunnel go?
I am not sure. I did not follow it far. Nan was apprehensive about going too far from all of you.
So again, we have to find a way through this wall. How far through the wall?
How far
Oh.
was the crawl through the crack here?
It was about 6 inches.
So about 6 inches deep. It was only a few inches, about 6 or so.
Do we wish to pull the lever and see what happens?
Yes.
I mean,
Can you describe to me where the lever is, Nat?
Here, where was the placement of the lever from the crack?
Right, like the center left-hand side of the wall.
On the left side of the wall, in about the middle.
All right, I'm going to flip my face up against the crack again so I can peer through and see into the space. And I'm going to create my mage hand inside the hallway.
Okay.
And then I'm going to bring it back and I'm going to have it run itself along the wall in a vaguely the spot that she's until it encounters something and pull. I'm going to attempt to make my mage hand pull the lever.
We're going to call this a D100, 50-50.
Okay. 37.
What the hell? You pull the lever, the wall begins to shake. You see a blue outline of a rectangle, and the wall disappears,
Hey,
showing you
that's
into a
pretty.
hallway that is approximately 6 feet wide, 10 foot tall, beautifully carved marble stone, alternating between white and black, like a checkerboard pattern. A pile of crystal at your feet, and a statue 20 foot in.
Laz very just casually high fives their mage hand.
Tyr, does it go straight into this statue, or is there another? Are we coming at this like at a T?
No, straight in. It's like the statue is like in the middle of the hallway.
All right.
Kind of
Okay.
reminds me of the placement of the statue of Erebor.
There is that. However, Garnet, would you be so kind? There may be traps.
Oh, of course, of course. He'll get his little butt together and look for traps.
Give me an investigation check.
While he's doing that, Nan will get the wax tablet back from Brika and furiously be sketching out where this hallway is off the corridor from where they were and what she can see of it.
2.
Seems safe.
You know, I'm really curious. And he's going to step his foot on one of the black tiles in front of him.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Well, so far so good. Everyone, walk like this. And he brings his foot up really like elaborately and like steps down with the lightest of touch in front of him on another black tile going the diagonal.
Nothing happens.
He'll continue taking one step at a time, just like inching along.
Before you know it, you're standing in front of a statue. The statue is about 5'5". It looks to be elven and looks to be made out of crystal.
Wonder how they got this down here.
Brika followed behind, but did not walk in an elaborate way. She just kind of walked across there very normal.
Roll a d20.
Okay. Well, I mean, she followed him. She followed his steps. She just didn't do the high
Oh, okay.
kick,
So
whatever.
she stepped on the black.
Yeah,
black stones?
she followed behind him, but just didn't. She just didn't do the silly walk. And gonna investigate the statue to see if there's any writing or anything on there.
There is not. It is just a statue.
But it's never just a statue with you.
Give me an investigation check.
What's behind the statue?
Yeah, she's going all around it, so it's a 19.
There's no writing or anything, but it does look beautifully crafted with a face of surprise.
That's curious.
Behind the statue is more hallway, by the way.
Do the black and white checker go all the way past the statue as well?
Yep.
It's curious. This statue was made, but very well made statue, but look at the face. Somebody carved it with surprise. That's not.
How lifelike does
Here.
it look?
Tier, what tile is the statue on?
A black tile.
Is any of it touching a white tile?
No. It looks very lifelike, Raf.
I wonder if this is something like the one we've encountered before. Brika's gonna touch the statue.
Roll a d20.
It's 18.
It is solid to the touch. Smooth. Cold. It is crystal.
Either that or it's been somebody who was cursed by something.
I'd like to note,
Yes.
while the others all made their way across the tile to the statue, Nan came in a couple of tiles staying on the black tiles, but has not followed all the way to the statue yet.
Okay.
She is still busy getting this on the tablet.
Shall we continue past, or should we try and solve this?
Well, I mean, at the moment there's nothing to solve. It's just very extremely curious.
Out of my head. Of course, I think this is curious. You know how many questions I have about just this single statue? How did it get down there? Who made it? Why would they even make a statue in the middle of a hallway? Why would they make a statue of this? Why would their face look like that? Why are they so lifelike? Why did they use that stone and not another stone? Too many questions. Not enough answers.
Tier,
Considering I believe the statue was alive at one point.
Yes, Locke.
given the statue's placement on a black tile, how hard is it going to be for us to continue past it?
Not very.
Okay.
But yes, maybe it's best we just go on for now because I don't.
But wait a second, before we continue, I just want to let me satisfy something. He wants to look for traps again at this point going forward.
Go ahead.
Mhm.
I rolled a 2 again. A 2. I have gotten
no
a 2.
traps. You're confident there are no traps.
Get better dice.
These were literally rolling so good earlier, and then I switched them, and then they were bad, and now I switched them back. Anyway, Garnet will be like, that's what I thought. And he's going to step on a white tile next
Roll
to
a
the
D20.
statue. A 10.
Nothing happens.
Okay, walk on these ones now, like this. And he's the same elaborate walk on the white tiles.
Brika just sighs a little, and this time she's just like, screw it. And she's just going to do the hover fly across the floor.
Another 20 feet, and you'll see another statue. This one with its hands against the wall as if it was trying to keep the wall from falling.
These,
Oh, that's fucking weird.
these are some very curious statues. Is it another elf-looking person?
This one looks to be Fey.
Okay. That one, the first one was elven looking. This one looks more, are you saying like Fey as in fairy or just Fey in general?
Fey in general.
Okay. But this one looks a little more Fey. These are really strange. She's gonna look at this one and touch this one as well. to see if there's anything.
Roll a d20.
19.
It is a statue.
I guess we keep going.
Another 20 foot, and you'll come to a set of double doors covered in thick dust and cobweb.
I think about this time, Nan is going to look up from what she's been doing. Hey, where'd y'all go?
Oh,
And remember the Wispinator. Say it into the Wispinator.
I will come back for you, and I'll head back down the hallway to make sure that Nan is following the path we followed.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
Yes, sorry. I will endeavor to stay behind you again.
I have to map this for Her Majesty.
Yes, you take your duty very seriously, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. What kind of cartographer would I be if I blew it off?
Indeed.
So she'll move the 20 feet, at least make a quick line sketch of the next section, move the next 20 feet to where the others are, and then make the notes of the door.
Right. I believe you're up, Garnet.
He's already like walked over to this door. He's looking at it. He's trying to like not touch it and look as close as he can to it. And he just whips his head around. Oh, okay. It's this door. This door. You want me to look at this door? Okay. And he'll look for traps on the door.
All right. Make that investigation check.
Okay. Let's change the dice up. Let's see if that'll help. Either that or my next feat is going to be some skill experts. A 14.
You don't find any traps.
Okay, no traps. Now to check the magnificence. He's going to grab a hold of the door and lean with all of his weight backwards on it to try and open it.
The door opens easily, as if it was freshly oiled. The hinges not even squeaking as you go flying backwards.
Oh, shit! Falls on his ass. Oh. Ta-da!
You see... Give me a perception check, and let's see what you see.
As Garnet hits the floor, Nan just rolls her eyes. Amateur.
A perception check with my plus 10 is a 17.
The first thing you notice is cobwebs, thick cobwebs covering everything. You see there is a stone table to your right with magic burning candles that produce light, but apparently no heat because the cobwebs are untouched. Along the back wall are shelves and shelves of books. And in the center, a red sphere attached to a plinth. And 3 statues of crystal that are hard to see because the room is shadowed.
Ooh, what do you fucking think that is? And Garnet's gonna immediately get up and start walking towards that red crystal on the plinth.
You aren't gonna touch that, are you?
you could see that he's like probably right about to like touch it, and he's like stops and looks over his shoulder. No, why would I ever touch something? He recoils his hand back. It's a good thing that you were here, because you shouldn't touch this thing. And he's gonna investigate the plinth.
Give me an investigation check.
Dear, can I see what kind of statues they are?
They look almost dragonborn.
Tier, how
Okay.
big are the webs?
Dragonborn.
they're not like huge, thick ropes. There's just a lot of them.
Okay. So we're not talking giant spiders, just regular spiders.
No.
With lots of them.
You said there was a stone table
Yes.
covered in cobwebs.
Yes.
I'm going to start prestidigitating it clean.
Okay.
See if there's any writing or anything on it.
There's a book. What'd you get on your investigation check, Garnet?
A 13.
It is a plinth with a red crystal ball.
He looks back at everybody. Looks back at the red ball.
I swear, if you touch that thing, I'm gonna let Sarek tie you up.
What are you talking about? And he turns around and he's already holding the red ball.
All right, that's it. Can somebody please call Drift back?
What? He's holding the ball in one hand and he puts it skillfully from holding it, putting it back on. What? I don't know what you're talking about.
As you put it back, the plinth begins to sink into the floor.
Oh no! What'd you do now?
I don't
The
know.
doors close. A portcullis drops.
When that happens, it's noticeable that Brika is breathing quite noticeably. It's not quite hyperventilating, but she's breathing very quickly, and she's starting. There's little flickers of her magic sparking around her, and she's just kind of standing there looking around.
Where did the portcullis drop?
You're muted.
Muted.
In front of the doors.
All right. And this is why we don't touch things. Did you find anything, lads?
There's a book.
Does it say anything?
I inspect the book closer now that I've cleaned it.
Do you speak dragon?
I do. Well, draconic, I assume is what.
Yes, draconic.
Yes.
The book speaks of a person named Amiri Amber and how they could not contain the power within, all hope being lost. Then it goes on to some ramblings about those that went to look never came back. But they started finding crystal statues around.
Does the name Amiri Amber mean anything to you? It's written in draconic. Apparently they could not contain their own power and locked themselves away. Others sought them out, but never returned. That's when the crystal statues started appearing. I'm guessing they're the ones who came looking.
Right. Is there any other doors in here?
Give me an investigation check.
I'm going to scoop up the book.
Scooping up the book, you hear a low growl.
Oh, well, that's not.
The crystal statues begin to move, lowering down, hunched, as they begin to transform. The sound of crystal as they take on lichen features. I need everyone to please roll initiative and join me in Alvar Rodeo.
So, Tyr, while all that was happening, Nan is still drawing out on the tablet because she remembers that Llewellyn Rose told her that it would update the scrolls upstairs in real time.
Okay.
And she's going to quickly write the name Amiri Amber on that room on the map just in case.
All right.
And then close it and try to stuff it in her bag real quick.
Give me just 1 second and I'll be ready to take your initiatives.
Ah.
All right. Initiatives. Rika,
13.
Garnet,
24.
Laz,
19.
Nan,
2.
and Sarah.
Sarek got a 6. He also got a 16 on his investigation check.
Okay, looking around, there is no other doors. There's just the rows of books in the back. All right, so we will start with Garnet.
So using my fast hands, I would like to use a bonus action to take the object interaction and take that ball off of the plinth again and stick it in my bag.
Okay.
And then, as my actual action, Garnet is going to try to use the plinth, positioning himself to the north of it, and use the hide action to try and hide and get some stealth cover in.
All right, make a stealth check.
And is that still with advantage because of the boots?
No, because this is not sneaking through. This is hunkering and hiding.
No worries. I got a 14 on that.
All right.
And that's Garnet's turn.
All right. The creatures growling, snarling. The hunched, lichen-looking things. Number 3 will charge at you, Lazarian, attempting to bite with sharp teeth. That is a natural 20.
That'll hit.
Okay, I need a Constitution saving throw.
Is this versus poison?
No.
That is an 13.
All right. You are not crystallized, but you will take 17 points of piercing damage. Number 2 charges. Number 1 charges. And that will bring up Laz.
All right. Bonus action. I am going to Hexblade Curse number 2.
Alrighty.
And then I'm going to attack number 1 with the Mind Sword.
You mean number 3?
I mean number 3, yes. First attack is 18.
18 hits.
D10. That is 9 points of slashing. I'm sorry, 15 points of slashing damage and 11 points of psychic.
Give me a perception check.
Uh, 13, 18.
The blade doesn't seem to dig as deep as it should.
Interesting.
Is that your turn?
Nope, I still have a second attack.
Okay.
It only works when there's another target. It's fine. I'm gonna do it again.
Okay.
That is a 25 to hit
25 will hit.
for 8 and 6, 14 points of slashing and 7 points of psychic.
Alrighty. Anything else?
Nope, that's my turn.
All right, Rika.
All right. I would like to spend 2 sorcery points to quicken a spell. I want to use the bonus action to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
And then gonna use my cantrip Firebolt on number 1.
All right, go ahead and make that attack roll, or is it a saving throw?
It's an attack roll. So just
Okay.
That would be a 27.
27 hits.
Okay. They take 12 points of fire damage.
Give me a perception check.
That would be a 24.
Fire does not seem to have any effect on them.
Will you allow her a second just to whisper to the rest of them on the Wispinator?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Fire doesn't work.
Is that your turn?
Yes.
Tyr, you felt that you said that I felt the slashing part of the attack was not doing as much damage as it should, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Then Laz responds, slashing is also not as effective.
All right, Sarek.
Okay. Well, we'll try something different then. Sarek will move up 30 feet to about there. And that should give him
For those who
30
are
feet to the
sorry,
number 2 lichen, which is just the edge of his range for his breath weapon. As he breathes in, breathes out, and blasts it with a bolt of lightning.
Okay.
It is a Dex 16 for half.
Rolled a natural 19.
Okay, so well, that was going to be 11 points of lightning damage. So that's 5 points of lightning damage. And that will be his
Give me a
turn.
perception check.
16.
That seemed to hit a little harder than it normally does.
Ooh. Lightning seems to work fairly well. And that'll be his turn.
All right, man.
All right. Nan, panicked because these things are running at them, is going to let Esmina take over, her eyes going white, throwing up her hands, speaking in Druidic, and casting Erupting Earth. It is a 20-foot cube, and I'm going to center it so that it is hitting both the creatures. I think that's number 1 and number 2, but not Lazarian.
Let me find it. I've got the token for it.
Right. A fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in the 20-foot cube. Each creature in that area has to make a dexterity saving throw. They'll take full damage on a fail and half on a successful save. It's a dex save of DC 16. I've had to use these dice in a while.
They both fail.
All right. Then that is 15 points of bludgeoning damage, and the ground in that area is now difficult terrain.
All right. Is that your turn?
That is Nan's turn, or Mina's turn.
All right, Garnet.
Garnet, from his place of hiding, is going to take the bonus action to steady aim, taking his... Okay, is it Hopak, Hoopak, or Hopek?
I've always said Hoopak.
I've always said Hoopak.
Okay, Hoopak. So he's going to take his Hoopak, kind of swing it around, and using the sling on it will try to hit the number 1.
Okay. Make that attack roll, please.
Yeah, it is with advantage since I'm using steady aim. So that's a dirty 20.
That hits.
Okay. So for the regular damage, it is 5 bludgeoning damage. And then, because it was with advantage, the sneak attack. The sneak attack is for 18 damage.
All right. Is that your turn?
And that is Garnet's turn.
All right. Number 2 is going to charge you, Derek. Number 1 is going to charge you, Garnet. Number 3 is attacking Drift, this time with claws. First attack.
I think you meant Laz.
Yeah, Laz.
And did you take the difficult terrain into account for their movement?
They are not hindered by difficult terrain.
Okay, thank you.
That is a 14 to hit Laz.
That does not hit.
Second attack is a 19 to hit Laz.
That meets.
That is 6 points of slashing damage. Number 2 bites at you, Sarek. That is 17.
Does not hit.
All right. And number 1 bites at you, Garnet. That is 15.
I believe a 15 just hits.
Okay, please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Con save. Oh no. That's a 2.
Okay, you will take 7 points of piercing damage. Please roll a D4.
Three.
Your left arm is incapacitated as where it bites into your shoulder, you feel crystalline shards engulf you.
Oh no. He'll scream out, "What the fuck is this?"
And that will bring up Lazarian.
All right. As my action, I am going to. Oh no, that's a bonus. Shit. Can't do. Okay, that's kind of funny to me. All right, it's a little unorthodox, but we're gonna do it. I activate Relentless Hex as a
Okay.
bonus action, and teleport 30 feet to the target of my hex. And then turn back around towards number 3 and let loose Eldritch Blast.
All right.
So that is. Do I need to roll for each one?
Yes.
Okay. I only get 2 at this level. So that is a 22 to hit and an 18 to hit.
Both hit.
And they do D10s. So that is 13 points of force damage. And I want to knock him back 20 feet.
All right. Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
All right, Brika.
Okay. I'm just double checking. Give me just yeah. All right. We're just gonna cast a level 2 Tasha's Mind Whip, which is a intellect 16 saving throw.
That is a 16 exactly.
Okay, so this is going to take half as much damage, and you don't have to worry about the other stuff. And so they're going to take 3 psychic damage.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Mm-hmm.
You care if I get rid of the ruler?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Nope. It's all good. All right. That will bring up Sarek.
All right. Pulling Arabane's patience, Sarek with his fighting spirit will take 2 swings at the crystalline were creature in front of him.
All righty.
All right.
With advantage, because I'm flanking.
Well, I get advantage either way, so.
I thought I was helping.
Oh, I do appreciate it. Ooh, good thing I got advantage. That's better. 23.
23 hits.
For 10 magical slashing.
All right.
Second one.
Your blade doesn't seem to bite as deep as it should either.
All right. Well, second attack. 30.
30 hits.
For 11 points of slashing.
All right.
Oh, we're good. That'll be my turn.
All right. Nan.
As Mina is going to run her full 30 feet of movement. Sorry. To get as close as she can on this turn to where this other creature and Garnet are engaged.
Okay.
I think that puts me 40 feet out still. Just still too far for that spell. Sorry, I had a plan and then realized it wasn't gonna, that it still wasn't getting close enough. Nope, that one originates for me. Yep, screw it. Gonna go ahead and wild shape and let out a.
What are you wild shaping into?
No, that's too far down the page. Sorry. Going to wild shape into a giant hyena
Okay.
and let out a nasty sounding. They don't really roar.
All right. Is that your turn?
That's going to be her turn.
All right, Garnet.
All right, using the bonus action granted to me from cunning action, Garnet is going to go, oh, fuck all of this mess. And is going to disengage so that he can run 40 feet towards the now hyena wild shaped Nan Esmina combo. After he is away from it, he's going to use his regular action to take his hoopak and fire off another sling at him.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Is that something you can do one-handed?
Oh, you right? Because technically it's a two-handed thing. I will leave that up to you because I feel like he would try to he could like grasp it underneath his arm to hold it steady and his other hand could pull back at the top of it. So maybe like disadvantage.
Yeah, we'll do it. Like, I'll allow that with disadvantage.
Okay. Wow, I rolled 2 8s for a 16.
16 does not hit. The stone flying wide.
He'll curse again, and that will be his turn.
All right. Now I have to do some measuring and dictating. All right. Number 2 is attacking you, Sarek, again, trying with the bite.
Okay.
That's a D12. That doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it does.
That is an 8. I'm sure that doesn't hit. Number 1 attacks you, Garnet. That is a 13. I'm pretty sure that doesn't hit. Number 3 lets out a loud, piercing howl. And that will bring up Rika. No, Laz.
Okay. Time to play with distance. I love that they're trying to get to us. They're trying so hard, but I'm gonna fuck with them now. I'm gonna target an Eldritch Blast at 1 and 3.
Okay.
That's a 19 plus 9 is 28 and 22.
Those hit.
Those hit. Okay. So I'm going to send number 3 back 10 feet from me, and I'm going to send number 1 back 10 feet north of Garnet. And number 3 takes 9 points of damage, and number 1 takes 5 points of damage. Force damage, if it matters.
Okay. Is that your turn?
No, I'm gonna bonus action cast. What is it called? Spirit Shroud. And give myself a little protection. I summon spirits of the dead, and they begin to swirl around and cling close to my body, protecting me.
Okay.
So anything that attacks me, I'll have to take some damage.
All right, cool. All right. That'll bring up Rika.
Okay. We'll try another level 2 Tasha's Mind Whip. And on, hold on a second. I'm trying to read the wrong one. Okay. On number 2. So that's a 16 intelligence save.
They fail.
Okay. The big thing about failing is you're going to take full damage, but then on the next turn, well, this turn you don't get a reaction until the end of your next turn, and moreover, on that one's next turn, you only get to do basically one action. You can either choose to move, react,
got you.
yeah, or hold on a second, I had it.
I
Yeah,
got it.
Okay. Yeah, you only get to move an action or a bonus action. All right. Woo! That is 16 points of psychic damage.
Nice. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Sarek.
All right. At this point, second verse, same as the first. I will not use Fighting Spirit this time, though. I'll just use the regular advantage from Laz. Uh, 32, I assume, hits.
It hits.
Ooh, max damage. 21 points of damage. Second attack. And 13. Yeah, 6 and 13 is 19 to hit.
19 hits.
19 points of slashing.
All right, is that your turn?
That is my turn.
All right, Esmina.
Alrighty. So this creature has 50 feet of movement. Esmina is going to charge forward at this crystal lichen and go ahead and make an attack against it.
Okay.
The hyena uses a bite attack. It's like, where'd all my d20s go? Sorry, my dice tray is a mess. The kitten was in it earlier. No! Don't bounce off the table, dumbass. All right. 24.
24 hits.
It is, max. 15 points of piercing damage.
All right. Is that your turn?
So since it'd be something she can feel as she's biting into it. Does it feel like she's able to bite into this thing?
It doesn't seem like it's biting in as deep as it should.
Okay. All right, that's their turn.
Excuse me. Garnet.
Garnet is going to run the 40 feet closer to Brika and will ask, look, there's something wrong with my arm. I don't know what is going on, but do you have anything that can help me with this currently? Because I'm kind of one-armed at this moment. I'm unarmed.
We could try to dispel it. I don't know. Esmina is the one that's the healer.
Fuck. Okay. And then he'll spin on his heels and The range on that is okay. He is going to take aim using bonus action to aim at number 1. Yeah, at number 1, the one that is Nan and Mina is attacking.
Okay.
Taking the bonus action to steady aim, which will give him advantage, which will get rid of the disadvantage from his arm. So straight roll. Ooh, a 24
24 hits.
for 7 bludgeoning damage, and then since it's engaged, would that give me
Yep.
sneak attack? Or hell yeah,
It would.
for 16 sneak attack damage.
It shatters. Pieces and shards of crystal falling to the floor, beginning to vibrate. You feel the crystal fall off your arm.
Oh, thank heavens! Whew.
But I do need another con save.
Con save 15.
All right. You will take 7 points of damage to the arm as the crystal falls away, ripping at the flesh.
Ooh, that is not pleasant. But you know what? I got my arm back, so I'm really not gonna fucking complain. Oh, thank Paladine. Thank Paladine.
All right. That'll bring up number 2 is going after you again, Sarek. 19.
That will actually hit.
All right. I need a Constitution saving throw.
Not 20, or not that, dirty 20.
All right. You'll take 7 points of piercing damage.
Right.
All right. Number 3 will charge you, Laz, attempting to bite. That is a natural 20.
Yep, that's gonna hit.
And so I need a con save.
It's a 19.
Okay. That's how many points of damage you take. That's funny.
Irony.
And that will bring up you, Laz.
All right. Oh. Yes. Excellent. Oh wait, how does that? Hold on, I gotta check something.
Yep.
No, that doesn't work. Okay. Right. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna risk the attack of opportunity, and I'm going to slip out and circle around behind number 3 so that I'm no longer flanked.
They miss. I rolled a 10 and a 7.
All right, and I am going to attack with the Mind Blade on number 3 there. Oh, hey, also, number 3 needs to take some damage before I resolve my attacks
Okay.
because I have Spirit Shroud up and they just bit me. So that is 2d8. There's 9 points of necrotic.
Okay.
And then I have a 27 and a 25 to hit.
Yep, both hit.
And so those are so that is 10 points of slashing and 8 points of psychic on the first hit. And 13 points of slashing and 4 points of psychic on the second.
Okie doke. Is that your turn?
I don't believe I have anything else I can do as a bonus action, so I think so.
All right, Brika,
Check.
you're up.
Okay. We're gonna stick with what we're doing because it seems like it kind of works. But I'm this time gonna cast a level 3 Tasha's Mind Whip, which means I can target a second creature with it. So I'm gonna target both of them. That's, what is that, 2 and 3? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a 16 intellect save.
They both fail miserably.
Okay. So you don't get a reaction till the end of your next turn, and on your next turn you have to choose an action, a bonus action, or to move. And that's going to be 15 points of psychic damage to both.
They will shatter the crystals vibrating. Vibrating so hard they're actually dancing across the floor towards each other. And this is where we're going to take our break. So hang out. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Get our snickety snacks, our beverages of choice. Come back.
Clear.
thanks so much for hanging out while we took our last break. The party just encountering the crystalline lycanthrope, defeating them in combat. The shards of crystal vibrating as they begin to come together in a pile in the middle of the floor. The crystal melting away to a globulus of flesh that takes form. It is a form that you recognize, Sarek. It is King Amadon.
We can't go anywhere without Sarek knowing someone.
I know.
We'd already established this one. This isn't a new one. What is he? Is he like waking up, standing up, lying on the ground?
He's lying on the ground.
Sarek will move up quietly and quickly to check to see if he's still alive or.
Give me a medicine check.
Ooh, a 16.
He's dead.
He'll look up. It seems he's expired. What is he doing down here? And he continues to look around. Is there anything on him?
Give me an investigation check.
Not so good, an 8.
He's got a backpack and some belt pouches, a sword, a long sword.
How did His Majesty end up down here? This does not bode well. And what happened to the red ball on the plinth?
What red ball
The
on the
red-
plinth?
The giant hyena is going to walk over to where Sarek is and give Amadon a sniff.
Okay.
Does it still smell like the creatures we were fighting just
No.
moments ago?
No, it smells like Dragonborn.
All right. Are there any more of the shards on the floor, or did they all come together?
They all came together.
The giant hyena is going to start walking around the perimeter of the room, sniffing, seeing if there's any more scent of like any more of those creatures.
Give me an investigation check.
And Laz is going to go over to Sarek and the body. Forgive me, this is probably not very tasteful, but Laz reaches down and undoes the sword. Her Majesty may want proof we found him. I think this should do.
Yes, that might do as well.
As
And then I'm
you
gonna-
undo the sword, a piece of parchment falls.
I pick it up and I hand it to Sarek.
Sarek will take it and open it up and look.
Scribbled as if written hastily, it says Crown of Quartz, Courts.
Crown of Quartz. That's all it says. Does that mean anything to anybody here? He'll
Does
look at
that-
Rika.
No, I know nothing of any of that.
Hmm. He'll,
However- God.
he'll take the paper and stick it in one of his pouches for now and look around and see if there's anything else left in Amadon's gear.
Okay, give me another investigation check. What are you doing, Brika?
I was gonna say, she still looks a little bit wild-eyed. She's looking around the room and she's just Yeah, she's agitated. Cobwebs. This to her looks a lot like some of the stuff from Underdark areas and Drow, and she's gonna start just looking for another way out because the portcullis is still there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Captain, do you need someone to hold on to that sword? I got a big bag.
That would seem appropriate. And hand the sword over to Garrett. To Garnet.
Garnet will put the sword in his bag.
14.
You find a book in his backpack. It is dusty, webby, similar to the books that are surrounding you.
He'll pull it out and hold it up. This does not seem to belong here. It's covered in dirt, dust, and cobwebs.
Picking up the book is what seemed to awaken the creatures. If he did something similar, then that might explain his fate.
So the books are what sets off the curse. He'll carefully set the book down on the table and take his hand away.
When you set the book on the stone table, it opens. Pages flipping till it shows a picture of a giant crystal dragon.
Oh. That can't be good. Can you read the page?
There's no writing on this page. It takes up both pages just to draw the dragon.
I'm going to open the book that I took off the altar
Okay.
and flip through it and see if there's anything similar in this book.
There is. There is a picture. And with the picture is a story. Long ago, when it was long ago, and the Silver Spires were new, came a time of war between the Seelie and the Unseelie Fae. The first queen of the Silver Spires, Amiri Amber, sought to end the war and unite the nations. So she turned to a powerful artifact known as the Crown of Quartz. Unable to withstand the power, it transformed Amiri Amber into a savage beast that rained down death and destruction on the Silver Spires, on Seelie and Unseelie alike. Having to come together in unification, they sealed Amari Rose away underneath the palace.
I read all of that out loud. And they sealed Amiri underneath the palace.
Why?
Hmm.
Brika's got a confused look on her face. Why wouldn't Mother have warned us? You would think this is something they would pass down from ruler to ruler.
Yes, and they said the same about the stones we once had. And about Vashka. And yet we've heard nothing of them either.
Give me an insight check, Brika.
Do, do, do. 23.
There's no doubt in your mind, if Llewellyn Rose knew of this, they would have warned you.
She would have told, she would have said. Why? So who and why has this been taken from memory? She's talking.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Not you first.
She's talking while she's still like actively looking around the room for the way out of here.
It seems to me that there are two questions. How was it removed from her memory? And did the king come here and then that part was removed from her mind and a doppelganger replaced him? Or did Amadon come here and then someone took his place and met her after? Was it ever the real Amadon?
Ooh,
She
that's a
just
question.
forgets.
But more importantly, this means we've gone off the path potentially as well.
How
She
do you
said there's a
figure?
path. She said there's a path down to this fountain that we're looking for that they followed to get down to it. This seems to predate that path. So she may never have ever seen these halls and this path whatsoever. We've wandered maybe off the course we need to be on. Of course,
Wow.
we're stuck in here, so
And cave collapse, so we're kind of the only place we could potentially go. But we need out of this room.
Garnet,
my
can you
cue.
find a way to open that portcullis? Yes.
Garnet's gonna go over to the plinth and check out the mechanism that might be exposed or not exposed.
Give me an investigation check.
I know it's not going to amount to much, but I got a 12 on the one for sniffing around the room.
There is no other creatures there that you can smell.
That is a dirty 20.
You're pretty certain that if you put the red crystal ball back on the plinth, it'll open the door.
Let me see here. Let's see. Oh, well, that's weird. The red crystal ball is missing. Did anybody got the red crystal ball? Anybody?
You were the only one that touched it.
The giant
Oh.
hyena kind of growls in his direction.
So maybe check your pockets or bag.
Okay, I'll check my bag. I don't know why it would be in it. Oh, well, that's so weird. How did this get in here?
Oh,
Well, it's a good thing I found this and not someone else did. They'll put the red crystal ball back on the plinth.
The plinth will rise, the portcullis will rise, and the doors will open. But instead of looking down a hallway, as you had before, you're looking at a set of stairs going down.
Well, maybe now we're back on the right path. I just love these magic hallways.
yes, they seem to be everywhere. After you, and he points to Garnet.
Oh, of course. I mean, but wait. First question. Indulge me. Who the F was that thing that looks like you? Because first off, not gonna be weird here. Don't think I've ever seen anything like you before, and it's a little scary and a little intimidating. I mean, you're very tall. So who was that guy?
That was the King Amadon, former friend and classmate of mine from many years ago.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
Consort.
my condolences.
Consort to Queen Llewellyn Rose.
Oh, wow. Oh. Dreadful news then. All right, thank you. And he'll just go.
Have you not encountered Dragonborn before?
Well, you see, where I'm from, there are these rumors of things that kind of look like you or not look like you? But the rumors, I haven't seen one before, you know.
Where do you come from?
Oh, it's this magical, wonderful place called Kryn.
I've heard of it. There were maps denoting its location in the Astral Sea aboard our ship. Interesting.
And 5 more questions just sprung into my brain that I'm going to hold on to as tight as I can, and then when I get another chance, I'm going to ask them. But jobs.
The giant hyena will shift back into Nan's form, her eyes going brown again. She'll pull out the wax tablet and start denoting where the path ahead of them as they go.
So do you descend the stairs?
Checking for traps as I
Give me an
go.
investigation check.
Ooh, another dirty 20.
There are no traps. As you get to the bottom of the stairs, you're in a large cavern, huge. It looks like it could take days to traverse it. And there before you, rising up towards the ceiling of the cavern, is a square building with writing on the front of it. GODYER.
How far away is this building?
About 5 minutes walking.
Does it look like there's a letter missing?
It looks like there's a couple letters missing.
Can you spell it again for me?
GODYER.
Godyer. Hey, does anybody know what a Godyer is?
Hmm.
Never encountered one. I assume that building's where we need to go.
Garnet shrugs his shoulders.
We weren't looking for a building. We were looking for a fountain.
There may be a fountain in the building, though.
You know, I should have been thinking, I should have asked if they could provide us with a map from the last time someone was down here so I could compare it with what we're seeing now. It would tell us whether or not we were on the same path.
Fair enough, but too late now.
I mean, most likely it's not the same path, given that the tunnel we had been traveling was blocked and we got directed into this mess.
Tyr, I'm going to look back in the vague direction we came, sort of along that wall of the cavern, and I'm going to look for if I can see where the collapsed tunnel we should have been coming down is.
You don't see it. You just see a big green and white sign with letters. WELC.
That's odd. Does anyone else see that green sign?
One that says Welk.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, should we-
Godyer Welk.
Should we check out the building? At the very least, it'll get us high enough for us to see further into the cavern. Maybe see if there's something else down here.
If we want to see from up high, we could just have Break fly up, couldn't we?
We could.
Rika will. She'll fly up. She see anything past the building or?
More buildings.
anything notable other than what's closest to them?
No.
It's just more buildings. Doesn't seem like she's using the Wispinator. Doesn't seem like there's any activity. Like, I don't see any people. Just more buildings.
An abandoned city.
Reminds me of Plinth.
Hmm.
Oh, I hope not. Plinth was not pleasant.
Yes. All
Yes,
the more reason we get undercover.
I would not want to encounter any more of those ape creatures.
I'd rather not encounter any of it, including the mummified people.
Those two.
Garnet in the background is just making faces of like holding himself contained as more just questions are filling his mind. Like, what the fuck is an ape thing? Mummified people? Question mark, exclamation point, question mark. That kind of thing. But he's holding it together.
Derek,
Yes.
you might know something. Give me a history check.
Get a +5 to that. 13.
Nope.
So, shall we continue to this building at the very least?
Seems the best instead of, at this point
Standing here?
she's flown back down. It seems better than standing here. I mean, I didn't see movement, but that doesn't mean there isn't somebody. Or
You lot realize it's going to
something.
take me a day or two to map all this, right?
Sure. You might want to get to it while we start moving.
I
After you,
haven't
Garnet.
stopped yet.
Oh, Garnet started moving as soon as you said, yes, we're going in the building. He's probably like 4 or 5 steps ahead of all of you. Just like, we're going to go look inside the building.
Note to self,
Gotta
we
know
need
what's
to
inside.
find a kinder leash.
Laz is bringing up the rear and mage hand guiding Nan along while Nan draws.
As you come to the building, you'll see there's a pair of double doors, glass. Just beyond them, you see foliage, thick, wholesome, thriving jungle, if you will. And there on the doors in white letters, Tri-County Mall. And this is where we're going to end for the evening.
You bastard!
Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We hope that you had a good time. We had an absolute blast. At least I did. I hope that my players did.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got questions, Welch, send me a message on Facebook and I'll answer them. So, no, I'm not going to give it away. You'll just have to wait. Tri-County Mall. Yep, that's what it says.
Mm-hmm.
All I'll say is this. Remember that for those of you that know the history of Runeth Kesha, and those that you don't, here's a history lesson on the history of Runeth Kesha. Runeth Kesha has been in the making for 30 years. It reached a point of urban fantasy civilization before there was an apocalyptic event. Yes, snippets. I'm not going to give you all of it. So, all right. Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Yeet.
I already, yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and remind people who we are, where they can find us, and let's get the hell out of here.
Greetings, gamers. I am Raph the Man. I have been Sarek the Blade tonight, the 6'9" Dragonborn who seems to know anybody to everybody somewhere, some way, somehow. So I can be found at BLK Dragon 13,000 at Dice Deck Camp on Mastodon.
Hey everybody, I'm Ren Matley. I was the voices of Nan and Esmina. You can find me over on Twitter at Ren_Matley.
Hi, gamers. I'm still Lot Clark, and I have been Laz or Lazarian. And you can find me on the Book Faces, the Twitter pages, and the other social medias at Lock Unruly. That's Lock with an H.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Patrick, the voice of Dreft Vitakin and Garnet Grell. And you can find me on Twitter at Peculiar Patrick.
Hi, yes, this is Ames. I was the voice of Rika, and you can find me over on Twitter at LollyGFIFO.
And I'm Tier the DM, the world's okayest DM. And you can find me on Twitter at Tier_the_DM. Just remember, guys, that in this time when things are crazy, love. It costs nothing to be nice to someone. Remember that love and inclusion are the torches that light a path to a better tomorrow. Come join us and be torchbearers. And remember, until next time, live a life to make yourself proud. We love you guys.